Burns now with a cross. This is Vernon! Vernon scores! Grimsby Town is over! Utter delirium at Brundle Park! Charles Vernon! Delivered, block first, touchdown!
Penalty, great composure. Ryan Mbumo, he doesn't miss, does he?
The customary short run up for Brian Mbumo. Stuttering run up, and here's the crossbar! Manchester United are out! Brian Mbumo has rattled the crossbar!
This is TNT Sports, Adam Summerton, and you're listening to Three Fish on the Shirt.
Right, welcome to this week's Three Fish on the Shirt. We've got an extra special episode this week, and it's absolutely ram-packed. We've had 10 days of nothing since the Tranmere game, so we've got loads and loads to get in. But welcome to this week's episode. We've got myself, Dave Dixon, and our erstwhile colleague and co-host, Steve Risley. Hi, Steve. How you doing?
Hi, Dave. Morning. Yeah, fine, mate. You?
Just like to issue an apologies for Paul Rossi, who's very unwell since last night. So he will feature on the episode in a little while, but we'll come to that in a bit. But yeah, he's not well as we record this. So get well soon, Rossi. Hope you're
get well, mate.
Back to full fitness soon. He managed to make the game yesterday, which was good. But obviously he's picked some up along the way. So yeah, get well soon, mate, and we'll speak soon. Quick word to our sponsors. Winner Chicken Dinner. Match sponsors yesterday, I noticed. Good to see them front and centre at the ground yesterday, and on the scoreboard and all the mentions of the match sponsors. It's great that we share a sponsor with the club, and they have done us proud this year in supporting the podcast. So thanks again to those guys. If you haven't been over and looked at their competition page, go have a look at www.winnerchickendinner.co.uk. Set up an account. And you can join any of the competitions they've got on the go. Got small prizes right up to massive prizes like cars and things like that, which is absolutely fantastic. So yeah, give those guys a look, and that's Winner Chicken Dinner. Massive support to us this season. Also, if you don't subscribe to the channel, it helps us massively if you click the subscribe button, and you'll get advised of any future episodes. To keep you up to date with the Mariners, wherever you are. And I had somebody approach me yesterday, Mike from Cambridgeshire. Thanks for reaching out and saying hello. It was really, really good of you to say hello. And I hope you're enjoying the pod, and you keep listening and watching. So, one other thing to announce is we've got a very, very special guest this week, in none other than the Chief Executive of Grimsby Town, POLLY Bancroft. So, we'll get to POLLY after we've covered all the backlog of football action that we've got this week, Steve. Plenty to go through, eh?
Plenty there, mate, yeah.
So, rewind to 10 days back to a week last Thursday, the Tranmere home game kicked off with a bit of a social media get-together. The raft of people from TikTok, YouTube, turning up from Tranmere, Grimsby, wherever. Yeah. We're at Pip's Chips, which seems to be a focal point at the minute for meeting.
Definitely, yeah. There was all the TikTok there, I think.
Yeah,
it was good.
Yeah,
got meet up, met Rossi for the first time in the.
It was the first time we, as a three, had been together in the same place as a pod team, other than online. Great to meet crazy Tranmere fan Dave, who's absolutely crackers. Drives everywhere from Kent, following Tranmere home and away. It's absolutely
that is crazy,
mad. But what a smashing guy. Gracious in victory. Lovely to meet him. Sort of bloke you meet and you feel like you've known him for ages. It was really good.
It was good. Good to meet him.
Great to meet Mrs. Rossi and Kerry, Levi, and all the other sort of TikTok crowd, which was really, really great. And finally, we managed to sample Pip's Chips and one of Dave's special order Savoys, which I don't think I'd go back to. And I know Pip's Chips got them in special, so it's not something they'll have a long time.
Yeah, I enjoyed the fish and chips and the Irish curry sauce.
Yeah,
That was
absolutely recommended, isn't it? The Irish curry sauce, spot
That
on.
is, yeah.
Yeah, and the fish
Get
was
down there.
superb.
Get down there.
I mean, there aren't many chippies where you ought to be getting not brilliant fish. There are a few, but in this area you've got to have a good standard of fish and chips to be a good chippy, haven't you? And
oh yeah, I mean it's busy. It's always busy.
Oh, absolutely rammed, yeah.
Rammed, isn't it?
And that was a quiet game, you remember as well. But yeah, great seeing those guys. And then on to the match. We'll not say too much about it. It is old news now, but yeah, a bit of an odd one really. Started really well. Should have been. No, we didn't start really well, did we? We started poorly. It was the first half was just a dog with fleas, wasn't it?
Yeah, the first half was terrible.
Yeah,
just I don't know what we're doing. Just a hoofball. There was a bit of football in there. I think we started all right first 10 minutes or so.
Yeah, but after that, it was just the first half. Half time, you just thought, what we're watching. Second half, we just we managed to go 1-0 down. By the way, didn't we? At that point, shot through a crowd of players. Christy Pym seemed to go down in instalments and be nowhere near it. I actually, looking back on the footage afterwards, thought that it was through a crowd of players and it was right close to the post. And I actually felt a bit sorry for him. Actually, it looked like he'd completely misjudged it or been in a poor position. But just looking at that TV angle from behind the striker, it was a tough ask.
I don't know. I at the time I said, I thought it looked like he'd gone down. We're at the other end of the ground, aren't we? But that was my initial thought, and I still think he could have done.
I agree. I'll if I can find the clip, I'll the clip that kind of I think exonerates him a little bit.
Okay.
But it's back to that we concede one shot and we let one in, don't we? We don't seem to need too many shots against us.
Just looking at the
stats
stats for the game, they had 2 shots on target.
That one and the other one, which we'll come to.
And the one we don't want to talk about. But.
Yeah, Burns had a great goal, but we were all over him second half. We should have been 2 or 3, shouldn't we? Easy out the chances we had. Burns hit the post, but it turned out to be a great save from the keeper, and we just spurned chance after chance. And if you don't do that, you get unlucky in the last minute, and Christian Dennis pops up to pop the ball in the net and then manages to be a complete dick.
He's an idiot.
But the thing is, and this is important for me, is it's all right him tormenting the pontoon. The only other time he tormented the pontoon was his performances when he played for us because he was crap.
He was crap, yeah. He scored 1 goal, did he? I think something like that.
1 or 2. He scored goals nearly everywhere he's been. Here, no good.
He has, he's
rubbish. Anyway, we don't like him. He can sort of.
No, but concentrating on that team, there was no Green, was there? Green didn't start. There was a bit of
there was
thing about that.
Yeah, there was a hint that he'd been rested, but then Artel said he'd had a niggle. So it's one of those where you think, do you risk him in what is an important game? Because we could have done with winning that to keep momentum up. Drop down as far as 12th after the game, and you think, well, do we risk him? If he'd have then been out for 6 weeks, we'd have been playing hell, wouldn't we? So you kind of can't.
I think they're definitely managing the team or squad a lot more this season. Like Vernon, we're taking him off regularly at 70 minutes, 75 minutes. Although he did put a full game in that game, but and any slight if he's got because Greeny he puts his effort in, doesn't he? He's 100% whole game. So he's gonna give. Someone's gonna give at some point slightly. So just pull him out for a game. But
we've lost a bit of momentum in the league, and unfortunately, that kind of is what it is. I've massively calmed down from where I was 10 days ago with this game. So it's probably good that we're talking about it today. And then a 10-day gap for everybody to rest, which Dave Artel didn't pull them all in for training because he was happy with the performance. And a bit of a break to then prepare this week for the Wealdstone game, which for us is a bit of a banana skin in terms of what happened last season. But just while we're on League 2 briefly, there was one League 2 game yesterday, Colchester 0, Gillingham 0, which probably favours us if we can turn that now game in hand over those two into 3 points and gain a couple of points on them. Probably the best outcome for that for us.
Yeah, I don't know doesn't sound a great game. Well, I don't know. There's quite a few shots, but yeah, Colchester. What are they? They're ninth, 28 points. We've got 26 with a game in hand on them now. And Gillingham are 3 points ahead of us, and we've got a game in hand on them. Better goal difference as well. So
There's
good result that.
Chance to fill the gap, and another team that's close by, Salford. The chances are, if we weren't to win yesterday, I would have had a free weekend on the 10th of January because they went through against Leyton Orient on Friday night 4-0, much to the disgust of the Leyton Orient manager. But it was important that we got through, not least because of that, but the prize money in the FA Cup is brilliant, and we've covered it here before, that getting through to the third round is nearly equivalent to winning the bloody Carabao Cup, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I think David Attell said it in his interview, didn't he? He said that our accounts manager's going to be rubbing his hands.
Yes, he did, yeah.
Wraith, Steve.
But we covered it, didn't we, when we covered the Cup run in the Carabao, that the disparity between the two was
massive, isn't it?
Was quite marked, yeah. And, the FA Cup's got its sort of special thing in people's hearts. I think I still like it. There's quite a few people that don't. The crowd was a little bit disappointing yesterday in 3,500. You'd hope for a few more in, but obviously times are tough. But the club made it more affordable by making it 15 quid, which I think was a good shout. Decent following in from Wealdstone, who made a fair bit of noise, I thought.
They were brilliant. They were last year.
Especially given that they were 2-0 down after 12, 13 minutes, weren't they?
They were still singing, though.
Yeah,
they were good.
Exactly. They made a day out of it, didn't they?
They got a good round of applause from the whole home crowd when they announced the attendance. So they're good. It's nice to have them come and a long way for them to come, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
that away end's going to look a bit different next week when Notts County turn up. But that's another matter.
I don't want to see them celebrate.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. The celebrating I saw yesterday at the end of the game with the Wealdstone fans just celebrating the fact they got to the second round of the FA Cup for 2 seasons running was the sort of celebration with away fans I can get behind. Yeah,
definitely. No, I think they did. I was quite impressed with the way they came and their attitude, the team.
Yeah.
And they played football. They weren't knocking us around. They was trying to.
Yeah.
We just were just better than them.
I think Sam Cox wanted him to be a bit more physical, actually, given his post match. But he acknowledged the golfing class, and David Artell was taking no chances with that starting lineup.
Whoa, yeah, I've got that written down here. Strong lineup. That's probably the best. I think that's probably our strongest lineup, apart from maybe Sweeney.
There's not much else he could have done with it yesterday, was there, to make it stronger? I mean, there's always the Corey Walker bit, isn't there?
But we got Greeny back, McEachran back, Doug Tam. Great to see him back.
Yeah,
there's only Sweeney I'd put in ahead of Storm. But
as you mentioned, Doug Tam, the news in the week was that he played 45 minutes against Mansfield in a under-21 game. They won 2-1. He came off at half-time. But I wasn't expecting to see him in the starting lineup, even off the back of that.
No, I wasn't. I was surprised. I was expecting to see Green and McEachran back, because I know against Ebbsfleet in the first round, he put out a really strong team.
Yeah.
So taking it serious. And but I thought Tam would be on the bench, but no, he started. He looked like he hadn't been away.
And off the back of hot off the press news that he signed a new 2.5-year deal to keep him in the club till 2028. Sorry.
Yeah, it's 2.5 years. So the rest of this season, another two years. Great.
Yeah.
That's a great contract for him.
Yeah.
So
and
26-year-old.
He's a massive fan of the club, of playing for the club. He feels privileged. He said, we mentioned it. We'll mention it later in the episode because we picked it up with Polly. As we spoke to her, the news had just broken pretty much, hadn't it? That he would sign in again. And that's fantastic news. I haven't seen one person moan or make a negative noise about them re-signing.
No, these contracts that they're signing mid-season now, did it with Rose, or did it with Greeny. You're not waiting until the end of the season when you could lose him, and it's brilliant. It's so different, isn't it, to what it was with Fenty in charge. Like, they wouldn't have been thinking about this at all.
No, they'd be looking to wait to the end of the season and see if they could get him for 50 quid less.
Say exactly. Tie him up if you can, because Doug Tam can play a high level on what this is, and there might be teams looking at him.
And we want him to play at a high level with us, don't we?
With us, yeah. And then he took him off 57 minutes, and in front of the pontoon.
Just as he was just by the post, wasn't it? And he took him off. And I thought, what a great place to remove him from play, so he could get a big.
Whether that was planned or not, I don't know, but it was well done.
Well, the score line was 4-0 by that point. We'd just gone 4-0 up. It gave us the ability to switch things around and keep him fresh.
That's right.
Or grow him into the side again. So
it's a shame we didn't get more goals, but 4-0 is still 4-0, isn't it?
It's a great professional performance yesterday. So onto the performance itself, we were slicker, faster, passing yesterday. We were looking for space. We were really quick on the transition, and I think in that first half, that's what caused all the problems for Wealdstone. They just couldn't cope with the balls pinging around left, right, and forward, and we were just doing it slick and fast, as you'll see from some of the clips of the goals.
Yeah, we were pinging it around real quick. Yeah. First time passing, really hard passes into some players. Some didn't always come off, but some of the control and that. We were first touches. Greeny, he looked. It's his first touch is unbelievable now. It's he doesn't bounce off him, and must have been working
coaching
on
it, training, and practicing.
Yeah,
and Burns was lively. He was kept cutting in. Picking any loose balls up in midfield and feeding Vernham, and that's what led to the first goal. He carved out a great pass to Vernham. Vernham went on the outside, thankfully, and waited for the keeper to commit to trying to cut the cross out. Just slipped it behind him, and there was Jay's Cabia to just tap it into the empty net. Proper striker's goal. That
was a good goal. I don't know if their fullback was trying to get Vernham to stop him coming in on his right, because he sort of let him. He came in too far really, and Vernham just did a little shuffle and that was it. Crossed him with his left.
Well, Vernham's got quick feet on his day, hasn't he? And he's got a little shimmy in him to slip it past.
Yeah, their fullback, he had a bit of a mare really. He couldn't handle a bit.
No, was it Cook? I think it was, wasn't it?
Cook, yeah. He didn't. He's quite tall.
Yeah,
player for fullback.
But he struggled really all afternoon with Vernham, didn't he?
He did, yeah.
And Cabia, it's nice for him to get back among the goals. It's the sort of area where we've had balls flash across the box and nobody be there. So it was quite nice to see somebody arriving to tap it in.
Yeah, he's got to be there, isn't he? I've seen the goals, and he's got to be there. Otherwise, he's not going to. And quite often, they're not, are they? We put some good balls in. We did yesterday.
Yeah,
a couple of crosses, and like, well, where are they? But he was there for two tap-ins. Well, the first one was in.
Just a few minutes later, Vernham and Staunton combined in the box for Green to tap in on the line, but he was offside. I don't see what was different about that, though, to the Christian Dennis goal the week before. Because it hit their defender and he was playing at the ball on the way through. He stuck his foot out. So the Maguire doing it for Gardner against Man U was given offside. The one at Burns last week against Tranmere was given onside for Dennis, and that one was given offside. So either one of them, they're all onside or they're all offside.
Yeah, I don't know. He was right on the line, wasn't he, Greeny?
Yeah, but it came off their player though, so that's
came off their player. So
he was playing at the ball, so it's no different to the Gardner one. So you say it's offside, which means the Dennis one was offside.
Yeah.
Anyway,
well, referee.
It's by the by now, but it's just I didn't realise at the time that goal, that disallowed goal, had come off their player. But Greeny,
I didn't realise that.
Greeny, he got there. He got in the space, and he was able to tap it in. Second goal came after 15 minutes. After Greeny's disappointment from his miss on the line, his disallowed goal off the line. Keeper made a bit of a cock up of his clearance. He was way out left, of the penalty area, having been playing it around the back, which was one thing that Wealdstone did that I was quite surprised about. He played it straight to Greeny, and the net was gaping, but he was 45 yards out. Greeny's like a hot shot from 70 yards, so as David Artell said, it was a bit of a tap-in as far as Greeny's concerned. But he didn't rush it, he didn't whack
His first
it,
touch.
he just placed it, didn't he, from 45 yards.
His first touch was really good, because that could have bounced, a few years ago, that would have just bounced off him somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it didn't. He tapped it in front of him.
And then he kept his composure. How many times do you see somebody rush a shot because the keeper's not there and miss completely?
Absolutely, yeah. He did it. First touch was spot on, and then the second one was great. Back of the net.
But one thing there, I'll give some credit to somebody else on that goal, which I hadn't realised until I saw it back, was Jace Cabier. He put pressure on the keeper. And I didn't spot that at the time. But yeah, he rushed the keeper. And that's what caused him to kick the ball straight to Greeny. So yeah, 45-yard finish, 15 minutes, 2-0. Professional as you like.
That's it. Not quite game done, but it was getting there.
And this is where one of the probably the slickest moves of the match. Staunton brings the ball forward, absolutely thunders the ball into Vernon, does a 1-2. Vernon gets away, slips the ball across, and Walker was there to finish. And actually, looking at it on the TV, it was a little back heel finish. Yeah,
it was. Yeah. And they tried to take him off him, didn't they?
Somebody said the club had given it as an own goal or something, but absolutely no chance of that. It was definitely a Walker. It's listed as a Walker goal everywhere else, but 23 minutes in,
Walker's goal. Yeah, little back heel, wasn't it?
Yeah, magic little move. And that kind of summed up the way we were playing: slick, fast passing, quick transitions, making loads of space, and then just being clinical. And we'd all picked out the scorers. We have a little competition, don't we, of picking the score. And Cabier was first choice for Rossi, so he gets the 2 points. We get nothing for your choice was who was your choice? Greeny, wasn't it? Yeah. My choice was Walker, so we'd have been in there, but it just shows how much we know our team, doesn't it?
I got the prediction nearly right. Well, I went 3-1.
Yeah.
And you went.
I thought I'd gone 4-0, but I haven't checked, so I'll have to check.
No. We know what Rossi said.
Rossi, Rossi.
2-1.
Yeah, he was
2-1 Wealdstone.
Very despondent, wasn't he? I'm just going to look now on the thing. Let's see if I can find out what it is. Oh, suspense is killing me.
I can't remember what you said now. Was it 2-1?
I said 4. I know. I said 4 something.
Did you?
Yeah. Wealdstone 4-0 Town. Yes.
We've only got your really.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, right. Well done.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh well, that's your goal difference is good there as well. Then.
Yeah. We can't apply that until next week. We haven't agreed that yet.
No.
We're making the rules up as we go along. But yeah, Rossi was a bit despondent. We've got our predictions in for Shrewsbury: 2-1 Town for me, 2-0 Town for you, and 1-1 draw for Rossi. So we're a little bit more optimistic for Tuesday. So we carry on to half time, 3-0 half time. All feels very routine. Can't remember a game where I felt that relaxed throughout, really, for a long time.
Yeah,
probably Accrington at home last Christmas. 4-0 up at half time, weren't we?
I know it was a bit. I think when I got in, the wife said, "Oh, it was a good game." I went, "Yeah, it was all right." A bit boring towards the end. Just winning easily.
Yeah. So we sort of kicked on really. We were left off half time, and KB was on hand again to get his second. Great ball in from McEachran to Green, who got the ball at about chest height, controlled it with his right foot, brought it down, knocked it back to Rogers in the box, and Rogers has whacked it into the 6-yard area, hoping that his main man KB was in the hot spot, and he was, and he made no mistake, and that's a 4-0. And
It was another good touch, first touch by Green, the way he brought it down.
Incredible, because it was. I remember at the time thinking he's not going to get that.
Yeah, because it's so high.
Yeah,
and I thought he's not going to be able to bring it down quickly and take, but he did.
But McEachran had a great game yesterday. It was an unsung. He did it. He wasn't at the forefront of everything, but he was in the background of everything we were doing well, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's a quality player.
Yeah.
So get him back, and I mean Wealdstone. I don't know. They must have thought, God, they've brought him in, Green in, McEachran in, Times back.
Yeah,
all the big guns.
And I have to say, the manager, the Wealdstone manager, was really, really gracious at the end about the golfing class as he called it. So yeah,
because they're going quite well in the national.
Were they unbeaten in 8 or something?
There was they were yeah, unbeaten in 8, and sort of mid-table. Well, I looked on the Sky app and they said they'd won the last 1-3, drawn 3, the last 6 games.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think the thing had extended to 8. I noticed yesterday one of the Wealdstone fans had travelled 1,000 miles to the game from Istanbul. Manzi Calcio on TikTok had gone from Istanbul to London and all the way up to town. So there wasn't a lot to do here, but the fish and chips were banging, and had a cracking day out. Even though they got a bit of a battering, so it just shows the importance of those sort of games for non-league teams coming to league teams and giving it a go.
Big game for a minute. So it's good to have. That's why I like the FA Cup really, because you do see it gives a chance for the smaller teams and us.
Yeah, and you get a shock, and you get the shock as well, don't you? And that brings us on to just finish off the rest of the game. The rest of the game really was a bit of a non-event after that, because we were obviously going to win. We weren't going hell for leather to create too much more, or because we've got an important league game on Tuesday night. So I think, the second half kind of petered out, or unsurprisingly, really. I thought.
Yeah, I've seen a few comments. People say, "Why didn't we go for it a bit more? Get more?" Disappointing that we didn't score more goals, but just about managing the team, isn't it?
Yeah,
the squad.
If you'd have said 4-0 win, I mean, there was people predicting potential defeat. Wasn't there?
Absolutely.
So I mean, a 4-0 win. Thank you very much. Into the hat for the third round, which we'll come to in a minute.
It's the perfect day because 4-0, and I don't think there's any injuries.
Clean sheet.
Picked up. Clean sheets. Yeah, Pim. Made a couple of saves.
Yeah, he got down to a nice one from their number 9. He had a snapshot from inside the area. They didn't have too many shots, but he got down to it well. And given the recent criticism, it was nice to see that.
Other positives, really.
Other notable sort of team aspects was the absence of Soon Suk Bell, which David Artell explained as not selected, so not injured, and in a squad where you've got loads of subs opportunity. He wasn't selected, which he'll probably be disappointed with. So I don't know what's happening there. Gilson managed to get on the pitch for a little run out. And Elliot Smith, which is great to see these young lads getting a game when they deserve it.
Yeah, he came on, 85th minute? Yeah, so he's scored 14 goals from the youth team, and again, David Artell will give youth a chance if he selected him ahead of Soon-Suk Bell.
Exactly.
So that was a great.
And he said he thanked me when he went on. He thanked me when he came off, and he thanked me in the dressing room afterwards. And he says, "You don't have to thank me." He says, "I'm just doing my job. You've earned the right to get on the pitch," which I thought was really, really good, isn't it? Really good man management, isn't it? That is,
it's brilliant. Yeah, I'm not here to give favours out. He says, he's there on merit.
Yeah,
and deserves it. So good for him.
Yeah, hopefully he can do the same for the first team in the future and be banging 15 goals in. So, the rest of the game was a bit of a non-event. Ref blew up for full time. Nice feeling to be walking out of Blundell Park, having not been stressed pretty much at all in the afternoon.
It's a bit of a weird feeling.
Very strange. Very strange. And the away fans, as I said, were celebrating in front of their subdued celebrations for the Wealdstone fans with their team reaching the second round for the second time in 2 seasons. And as I said, that's the sort of celebration I can get behind.
That's it. Everybody goes home happy.
Yeah. So we're in the hat, number 46. Monday night. It's on. It's not on terrestrial TV, which has offended a lot of people. The magic of the FA Cup doesn't extend to the BBC, which is a bit of an oddity. It's on TNT, Discovery Plus, and TNT's YouTube channel, so it will be available for free. It's just you need to go find it. It's on Monday evening. We're number 46, and who could we get? I mean, who do you want, Steve? Do we want the Man United rematch?
I was like, Man United at home would be good.
That'd be incredible, wouldn't it? A Man United at home,
would be incredible. And then if we beat them again,
nothing for 75 years, and then two in a week.
Yeah, so it's January the 10th. Then
Weekend.
So if it's an away draw somewhere, we don't want anywhere too far. Like, I definitely don't want any non-league teams, but I'd want a home draw again. But
I'm in favour of home draws for the simple reason that it's just easier to go to the match like normal, isn't it?
Well, in January,
it's not great. And if you get a good draw, if it's a big team or whatever, you get good crowding, good atmosphere, and you get that sort of giant killing possibility, don't you?
I'd like, if I could, someone like Aston Villa or
I certainly wouldn't turn down an Arsenal, Spurs, Liverpool. There's quite a few games still to play. I think there's 4 games today, which is another 8 teams. But quick whiz through the list. So just picking up the teams that are in the FA Cup third round. There's 64 teams now. Got Bournemouth, Arsenal, Villa, Birmingham, Blackburn, Brentford, Brighton, Bristol City, Burnley, Charlton, Chelsea, Coventry, Crystal Palace, Derby, Everton, Fulham, Hull City, Ipswich, Leeds, Leicester, Liverpool, Man City, Man United, Middlesbrough, Millwall, Newcastle, Norwich, Nottingham Forest, Oxford, Portsmouth, Preston, Queen's Park Rangers, Sheffield United, Sheffield Wednesday, Southampton, Stoke, Sunderland, Swansea, Tottenham, Watford, West Brom, West Ham, Wolves, Wrexham, Slough or Macclesfield, Grimsby Town, 46, Shrewsbury Town, Swindon Town, Weston-super-Mare, Barnsley, Boreham Wood or Newport, Milton Keynes, Wigan, Fleetwood, Salford, Mansfield, Cambridge, Brackley or Burton, Blackpool or Carlisle, Gateshead or Walsall, Exeter, Cheltenham, Doncaster Rovers and Port Vale. So, what do you think? Home draw?
Home draw for me, or if it's going to be away, Leeds United away would be good.
Yeah.
Something like that. Hull City. You mentioned Hull. I thought,
we haven't played Hull for ages, have we?
No, so Hull at home would be good.
Hull at home or away, yeah. That'd be good.
Yeah, that would be good. But on Weston-super-Mare away, that's for sure.
It'd be efficient for Radio Humberside, wouldn't it, to set up their kit?
Yeah.
My nephew is praying for Weston-super-Mare away because he lives about 10 miles from it, if that.
Right. Yeah, win for them, isn't it? They're in the third round of the FA Cup.
First time in 138 years.
Yeah. So we don't want that. We definitely don't want them away. But,
no, I would prefer that we didn't have them away. The only benefit would be for me, my nephew, it's on his doorstep. Whether he get a ticket or not is another matter.
That's it. I mean, you could argue that if we could get a home draw, relatively easy game again, you got a great chance of getting to fourth round, and it's more money for the club.
That's for the reasons we said earlier on, about the club.
So there's that way of looking at it. Or if you get a big Premier League club, then potentially we go out. But home draw for me, really, if we could.
Absolutely, and then there's the big away day possibility, isn't there, of an Arsenal or Spurs or something like that. A ground we've not been to. The new Spurs stadium would be a great one.
It's just January is not a great time for travelling, is it? But like Forest away or something like that, not far away. Yeah, not been to Forest for ages.
No. So plenty of scope and opportunity. A rematch against Man United might be on the cards, even.
Well, if we want to get to the fourth round, yeah.
Sod's law, though, wouldn't it? And nothing for 70 odd years, and then you draw them twice in 2 draws.
That would be unbelievable if we get Man United again.
It would, wouldn't it?
If it was Man U, if we did get Man U away, then
yeah,
definitely go to that.
Yeah. Well, you'd definitely get to the home game, wouldn't you?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
But have to get another T-shirt.
Away, I don't know. See what if it was like down in London. I think I probably would go, but it's we'll wait and see. But home draw for me, if we can, ideally.
Yeah, and say there's not a massive smattering of non-league teams in there, is there? In fairness,
no. I think we've got Cheltenham beat Buxton yesterday, didn't they? That was
a game for an hour. It was about 3-2, wasn't it? And but picking up the results, got yesterday, Friday night, Salford 4, Leyton Orient 0. That was quite a comprehensive performance from them. Barini got his first goal for them. It was 2-0 up until the last minute, and then they scored twice in the last few minutes, twice in the last 5 minutes to make it 4-0 and blow the score out a bit. And then yesterday, obviously, a full programme of FA Cup, or nearly a full programme of FA Cup games. We'll whiz through. You've got Accrington 2, Mansfield 2. Mansfield went through on pens. Chelmsford 0, Weston-super-Mare 2. Cheltenham 6, Buxton 2. Exeter 4, Wickham 0. Fleetwood 2, Luton Town 2. And Fleetwood beat Luton 4-2 on pens. Grimsby Town 4, Wealdstone 0, as we know. Milton Keynes Dons 3, Oldham 1. Peterborough 0, Barnsley 1. Port Vale 1, Bristol Rovers 0. They can't buy a win, can they? I saw an interview with Camille Conte yesterday. He'll be looking up at the table and wish he'd stayed at a bigger club.
Yeah.
Stockport County 0, Cambridge 0. Cambridge went through 5-4 on pens, so that was probably a little bit of a cup shock, if there's such a thing in the second round. Another one that you could consider a shock, Swindon 4, Bolton 0. That was a bit of a shocker. Yeah,
Drinnan got a hat-trick. I see his last goal. I think it was his hat-trick goal. He lobbed the goalkeeper, didn't he, from about 50 yards out.
Yeah, Wigan 2, Barrow 2. Wigan won 4-3 on pens. Sutton 1, Shrewsbury 2. Did you see the winner from that game? Sutton were trying to play out from the back, and the right back played it to his keeper, but the striker was stood there, and there's an empty net.
Empty net?
Yeah. It was
Cabia scored.
Yeah, absolute shocker, that goal.
Yes.
Chesterfield 1, Doncaster 2. So Chesterfield are out. Fleck was sent off. John Fleck was sent off for a nasty-looking challenge on a Donny player. And then today, you've got a few more games. I think there's about 4 or 5 more games maybe in the cup today. That rounds off all the kind of or draws at the end. You've got Slough against Macclesfield at 12:30. Boreham Wood against Newport at 14:30. Gateshead Walsall at 15:30, and Blackpool and Carlisle. So by tonight they'll be sorted. And those
Blackpool Carlisle game could be good actually.
Could be a bit of a humdinger. It's sort of fairly local derby, isn't it?
Close to each other. Mark Hughes and Carlisle going well.
Yeah.
In National League, so I might give that a.
Yeah.
Is that on telly? It must be on
somewhere, won't it?
Yeah, 5:30, probably on telly. I might give that a watch rather than Premier League.
Yeah, although in the second round there's some odd ones. If you remember, when we played Burton at home, when Clifton scored the winner, it wasn't on anywhere here, but it was on in Scandinavia or somewhere, wasn't
it? Yeah, I know.
So that was a bit of an oddity. So it could be one of them.
There'll be one. It'll probably be on BBC.
Yeah. So that wraps up the FA Cup. So that's interesting in it for us. Plenty of money to be had. Plenty of possibility of big games to come still in that. And we look forward to and see what that looks like going forward.
The draw's on Monday, isn't it? There's a game on Monday, Brackley Town against Burton.
Yeah, I missed that one. I knew there was Monday. 5 more games. There's 4 today and 1 tomorrow. That was right.
Yeah, I think the draw is. It'll
be at that game, I would think, won't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So, 2 teams we don't want. So.
Yeah, exactly. But we can't control it. We'll watch with bated breath. Moving on, we've got to get over to Polly and our excellent interview with Polly. You can join myself, yourself, and Rossi after this short interlude, and we'll see what Polly's got to update us on in terms of the current state of Grimsby Town Football Club, and then we'll come back at the end just for a brief shutdown and a look ahead to next week. So after this little short interlude, we'll be back with Polly.
This is John Sander. You're listening to Three Fish on the Shirt.
So welcome back after that little interlude. We've got a very special guest this episode. It's Polly Bancroft, CEO of Grimsby Town Football Club. Welcome, Polly.
Thanks, guys. Good to be speaking to you. And I have to say, great branding. I love the shirts that you're all wearing. And yeah, you're outdoing me with your Grimsby Town your imagery and branding in the background.
Well, it's like we've got nothing better to do, isn't it? We're just
we haven't.
We're proper fans. We're that's what it is. It is a fandom as it goes. So Polly, you've been in role over a year now. It's been great having you here. In sort of looking into the prep for this interview, I noticed you worked at UEFA and the FA before Brighton and Man United. I hadn't probably focused on that as much as the clubs you've been at. Tell us a little bit about what you were doing at the UEFA and the FA for us before we go much further.
Sure, no problem. When I was at the FA, I was mainly working in women's football. And that was everything from trying to increase the commercial revenue for the women's game, as well as increasing participation. And then I also worked with the Lionesses on an ambassador programme to try and make sure we were raising the profile of the women's game and putting the likes of Jill Scott and Karen Carney and Steph Horton out into appearances, either with sponsors or with the community group. So, yeah, amazing experience at the time. When I left, they split my job into three. Which I knew at the time I was doing a lot of work, but I think just since then, I think they've doubled the number of staff working in the women's game, such is the growth.
What time to have been involved in that, by the way?
Yeah, it was amazing. Just absolutely fantastic experiences, and to be working with high-profile players like that who have just gone on to do wonderful things, whether that be in the jungle or on the Strictly or whatever. It's great to see them go to a different level.
Did you ever find out what Jill Scott said to the German in the final?
I think we can all lip read. Sorry,
yeah, we didn't need that, did we? Really? And then you went on to you had some time at UEFA as well. What was that about?
Yeah, so I spent 5 years out in Switzerland for UEFA, initially working the women's football division for a year, and then I moved into the National Associations division, and that was to work with the 55 European federations to develop their business of football, if you like.
Wow.
UEFA split pretty much into two. One is the competitions arm, so the Euros, the Champions League, all those good things. And then the other arm of UEFA is to help national associations grow their football. So I was helping, again, with writing strategies for their participation, their marketing, their commercial, their brand development. And that's really where I suppose I was able to marry the business element of football, which led me into my club roles and then applying it more on a local level.
Yeah, they went on to Brighton and Man United, which is probably more well documented, and we heard more from you. What was it like being at a big club like Manchester United? What was that organisation like to be in?
Yeah, huge brand, as everybody well knows, and I think just the global interest in the club, in my role at the time in the women's game, and I joined Manchester United. I think it was the day after England women won the Euros the first time. So again, just to be in and around the environment with the likes of Mary Earps, Ella Toon, Alessia Russo, and to see all of the personal and team accolades that they were picking up, yet also to be there at a club that I think the women's game was only 5 years old and the men's was 145. So that had some growing pains. They're still working through some of those with change in ownership as well. So it was a real privilege, I think, to be around the environment with those players at that time, but also trying to navigate and knit together a startup within an establishment of the club. But yeah, a massive global entity, and there are people there working full time on NFTs. Which gives you the scale of some of the operation. But yeah, fantastic brand, an operation to learn from. And I'd like to think I was able to bring some of that here to Grimsby.
Not only a great brand and that to be involved with, but probably some great memories of the sort of time you're in it as well.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we got the highest ever league finish. We qualified for the Champions League, went over to play PSG in Paris. Got to 2 FA Cup finals and won the second one against Tottenham Hotspur. So yeah, terrific memories. Nice to be able to have a couple of medals in the trophy cabinet from those experiences. And then great to see them still going well, particularly in Europe.
Great to get you to come over to us and rub some of that onto Grimsby Town, which is where Steve's going to pick up.
That's the plan. Yep.
Yeah, just intrigued. Why Grimsby Town? How did you not end up? How did you choose Grimsby Town to become our first woman CEO? And from what I can see, doing a great job at it.
Thanks, Steve. I think it was actually a bit of a sliding doors moment because I was a member of Women in Football and I'd gone to a conference and heard Debbie Cook speak, and it really sowed a seed about possibly a role as a chief exec in a football league club at some point. Connected with Debbie, got on well with her, albeit I think she's partly a Derby fan. I'm partly a Forest fan, but we were able to get over that and actually got on really well. She invited me to Blundell Park. I invited her to Old Trafford, and yeah, just hit it off. And I think being women in leadership roles, it was quite good to have that network around us. And then Debbie reached out to let me know that she was leaving to go to the EFL, and would I like to be introduced to Jason and Andrew? I thought, absolutely, it'd be a great opportunity to speak to an owner of an EFL club. And then as soon as that introduction was made, it was really easy conversation. I was really impressed by the ambition of the club, their approach, the importance of the club in the town, their ambitions, the opportunity to grow and develop, yet also being able to have that oversight of the football and the business part that I'd had at Manchester United with the women's programme. And in terms of scale, from the women's Man United women into Grimsby, predominantly men, the scale's not too dissimilar. So the budget size, the player salaries, the number of staff, the operation is fairly similar. So it wasn't like I was starting from scratch. It was just changing predominantly women into predominantly men, albeit the women's also fits under my umbrella as well.
Okay, because I mean, there's not many of you women CEOs in the Football League and Premier League. So how difficult is it to get to where you've got? Yeah,
I think there's 6 out of the 92. So you're right, not many. Personally, I think I don't mind it at all. In fact, I really enjoy the job, and I don't mind the challenge of being in the minority. I think one bit that slightly gets under my skin is when I often get asked in the boardroom, well, how did you get your job? So at the moment, I'm politely replying, but then I'll ask back. And I think, I'm not sure if that question would come this way if I was male. But for the moment, I will respond politely. But yeah, it does feel like a bit of an odd question. I'm not sure. Men in my position would be asked the same.
Yeah, I think that's true. I think we're well aware of, out in the news, we see lots of stuff around research around it. So it's a point of interest from our perspective for that reason. So in terms of yourself, Polly, how have you settled into the area? So somebody coming into a new community, has it been welcoming? Have you found it okay?
Yeah, really good. It's certainly more windy than I knew about or anticipated. So the wind has definitely come as a bit of a shock.
On the beach.
Yeah, well, anywhere.
We've always suffered from wind.
Yeah.
Get fed up with it.
Certainly. I sit in the Upper Ramsden, so it's certainly a windy spot up there at times. And I like to run as well, so that catches me out now and again. Family settled. Son started school last summer, so he's really embedded into the community, and been enjoying exploring. normal stuff, various restaurants and walks and that type of thing. So it's different to where I'm usually or where I've lived previously, which has been a bit more city focused. So to be fairly rural, I suppose, is different for us. But I've been enjoying some of the runs and paths out there.
I guess most people, and this comes back to a little bit around the conversations around attracting players and people to come to the club, is it's not as towny, and it's quite quickly rural, isn't it? Once you go out from the centre of Grimsby, you're not 5-10 minutes, and you can be in the middle of nowhere if you want to be. And I think that's something that a lot of people don't realise about the area, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think the other thing that is sort of I've realised is how tight knit it is, and how everyone, you're not so many degrees of separation. So I think my hairdresser was connected with one of the sponsors, and this, that, and the other. So that's been new for me. But amazing that shows up in terms of the amount of people that want to support the club, and that's one of the things that we've been able to really benefit from. Over my tenure is fan support. So we've got people helping out in comms, in commercial, in CRM, in retail. So it's been amazing to have that support in from various fans, and you guys as well. In helping to raise the profile and generate engagement and narrative about the club. So we're really grateful.
Yeah, no, we enjoy doing it just for the hell of it. Steve.
Yeah, just I might see you out running. I've been out for a run yesterday, so I might see you in Cleethorpes running. But so what's a typical day in your working day? Is there a typical day? What you do? Do you work from home or?
Not really. No, I'm mainly based at
so.
Park. Yeah, I try and get over to the training ground at least once a fortnight. So I'm really on top and close to David and to Neil running the men's first team in the academy. But no, typically based at Blundell Park. Obviously attend all the home matches. As directors, we get a stream to watch all the away games. So I don't go to too many away, but I'll certainly watch them from home just to try and give myself a bit of balance. Albeit I do love an away day, but it was one of the bits I had to negotiate with my husband in moving over here. And that was one of the changes actually from the women's game, where there's only 12 teams in the WSL to then 24 in League Two. So that was one of the things that I couldn't really commit to doing all the away matches as well. But no, I mean, it could be anything from working with staff on the commercial side and finance, on facilities, the community, the women's programme. Any kind of areas of function really to make sure that we're achieving our aim of climbing through the league. So it's a really varied role. I really like the football and the business parts of it, but every day is different.
I've got a question here that was going to be thrown out if we hadn't time, but seeing as you mentioned it, away days, you don't get too many, but you do love one. What's your favourite away day that you've been so far? Yeah,
it's a good question. One that actually sticks in my mind from an armchair fan was Salford away last season. Just watching it, on the stream, it was just so exciting to be able to get that result away there. I think this year, Wealdstone away was a good one. Enjoyed that. Obviously, again, watching MK Dons away was brilliant as well. But it's How about you guys? What have been your favourites so far?
I think for me, it's probably Harrogate away. I think I know we drew 3-3, but I think it was losing 3-1 and managed to get them late 2 goals, and I was there and I was buzzing. So I'll probably say that's probably the best one for so far.
Yeah, Reece, I don't get too many away ones now, but Steve and I seem to have a good record at Doncaster, don't we, Steve? So that one where last season was a cracking, and the fans as well. I mean, they're great every week, but when you fill the whole away end and you get a winner, it's fab place to do it. That
I like Doncaster. The MK Dons game, didn't go to it, but I think we was going to go, weren't we? But you will.
That was ill, wasn't I? Yeah. Sorry.
Watched it, and the first half performance that day was the best I've seen Town play for years, to be honest. And we were 3-0 up before they had a man sent off, and we were superb that day. Nearly lost it.
Nearly went downhill after they had a man sent off, didn't we? Never mind. Keeping it light.
Colchester away last season I enjoyed, and Doncaster away last season I enjoyed as well. They were both very good.
Yeah, missing Doncaster.
No. Yeah, shame. Never mind. Cooking over to the sort of day job. Obviously, Jason's now got status as a government minister. I understand from the fans forum, Andrew spoke a little bit about it, that he can't invest now. Presumably that means he's just a silent partner in 1878 still, and that'll remain so until he's no longer a government minister. Is that how it works?
Yeah, so he's transferred his shares, if you like, over to Andrew, who's overseeing them for as long as Jason is with the government. Obviously, Jason is still very much a fan. He's been in touch with David and I think, just to get a bit of respite. We usually catch up on a Friday afternoon, so he's been in touch a couple of times just for a bit of normality.
Well, he was on the doorstep at number 11 last week, so Christ, what's going on?
Yes, but as you've all probably seen, he's incredibly busy, domestically and internationally with his new role. And we wish him luck with it. But he's still got to a few games, and I know that's really important to him to keep supporting the club that he loves.
And I think we know the answer to this, but it's worth asking anyway. With Andrew at the helm, without sort of Jason's direct influence, does that change much? How things work?
No, not particularly. I know when I joined the club, Jason, who had been chair for the first 3 years, had moved into vice chair, and then Andrew had stepped up from vice chair to chair. So that's not really changed with Jason's new role. We're in touch all the time. And again, great support from both of them, both financially and to be an earpiece and a sounding board whenever needed.
We've heard you talk a lot about aligned culture, operational excellence against the family feel of the club, the power of the badge, and all those sorts of things. How easy is it to maintain those things, picking up particularly on the operational side versus the family feel, for example?
Yeah, we had an all-staff meeting yesterday, so it's an opportunity to bring everybody together from men's first team and academy, foundation, and all of the staff that work here at Blundell Park. And those days are really important to get everybody together. We did a staff survey a couple of months ago that fed into what our values are and also our purpose. So it's a great opportunity to present those back to the staff, because their voice is so important to us. But one of the bits that I was able to share with them, which was a statistic that I found through the Association of Sporting Directors that I'm a member of, is that having an aligned culture and a collaborative culture can increase our points tally by 15% in the league table. So it's a direct impact of the quality of our relationships, the quality of our work can have on the pitch. So again, a great piece of, a great statistic to be able to share with them. We are really aligned and we're really collaborative. I think the most I've seen in my career so far, which I'm really proud of, but we don't want to just settle for that. We want to keep working at it because, invariably there's always ways that we can all do things slightly better or slightly different. So yeah, it was good to be able to bring everybody together yesterday, share a mince pie and talk through some of those bits.
Certainly the people we know within the club who we talk to and have known for many years, you get that feel that that's the case in the club on the employees side. The employees that kind of get the most importance from us fans, the ones on the pitch, I think, and I look into the guys for sort of a nod of agreement or otherwise, these feel probably more together than most that we've experienced over the years or for quite some time. Do you agree with that, guys?
Yeah, I think it's spot on. It does feel a bit like a football family, I think, at the minute at Grimsby. I think that's what you want, especially from a fan's perspective. You don't want it being separated and dysfunctional. And at the moment, I think it's bang on. I can't really fault it at the moment.
Yeah. Same here. I can't. Compared to 5 years ago, it's a different club now. Yeah. And we've been fans, me and Dave, for a long time, 40 odd years.
45 years each. That's 90 years between us.
Years, yeah, we don't look it, but anyway, I think it's the best I've seen for a long time, if the best ever. So,
for example,
that means a lot, and I think huge shout out to all of the staff that we've made some massive strides over the last couple of years. And there was one stat that was shared at the all staff meeting yesterday that we've increased our kit sponsorship by 400% since 21-22. So even just the diversification of the brands that we're working with and the partners that we're collaborating with is really helping to drive us forward. You know, our retail sales are through the roof. We've got new commercial sponsors and partners. Obviously, we've with 2 new stand sponsors this season, and then the ticket sales are also matching and following that trend as well. So, you know, incredible work happening here at Blundell Park, and then, you know, even down to the ground staff working on the pitch, and then the investment from the owners to help improve the drainage in the summer. That married with the hard work of the ground staff, and that is absolutely a job I would not want to do, particularly in weather like we've got at the moment, to be out in the cold and that wind on a daily basis, maintaining the pitches. No, we're in a really good spot, but we do want to keep getting better.
Yeah, the pitch at this point in the season is the point where if it looks good now, the real test is the next 2 or 3 months, and it's certainly going into the winter in the best shape it's been in for a year or two, hasn't it? So
Definitely, yeah.
Last year had a bad start.
Just going back to the shirt thing, I've never bought so many shirts since because the quality of them are really good, and I normally buy one every few years, but I bought 2 this year. Might go for another one. So
Ross's washing machine liked his that much; it ate it, didn't it?
Yeah. That's thank you, Steve. That's great feedback, and then it's by no fluke. You know, we have a really collaborative process in terms of, you know, discussions around the quality of the material through to the design. Thankfully, our partners are really flexible with some of their logos. Obviously, My Energy is a green energy sponsor of Flex to put their white logo on a red background, which is quite different for them. So we're really grateful for the flexibility and the collaboration of our partners to really make sure we've got these amazing looking kits, and we're able to call on, you know, expertise like Luke Matthews and his knowledge and experience with size and in the fashion industry to blend that into football culture. You know, has enabled us to create these really great, I won't call them fashion items, but football kits that you know we can wear, you know, out and about in the pub and, you know, on the seafront.
We spoke about this at the fans forum last, Polly, but the problem it gives us is that when you're running a competition for your 50th episode and you offer to give away a shirt, and there's either a child's or my size, and the winner is in between somewhere, it's not very helpful. So consider yourself scolded for the success.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that we've had to reflect on is around our forecasting, and it's an ongoing piece of work that we're looking into, because we don't want empty shelves, but then we also don't want shelves full of items that aren't bought as much. Yeah. So we've been doing that piece of work to model what we should be ordering in the future.
And I wasn't a real complaint. It was more of a it's easy for people to sort of complain when there's stuff missing into it and what have you. It's hard. You can't allow for best case every time, can you?
No, it's a fair comment, and I think, you know, obviously we're trying to balance ordering from every eventuality where the designs and the marketing campaigns really land. The team are doing well on the pitch. You know, we've got the right sponsors on it to make it look good. You know, you could go all the way to the other end where the team don't do so well on the pitch. The designs don't really resonate as well. The branding doesn't quite look as good, and we lose a ton of games. Yeah. So we're trying to forecast for somewhere in between. All of that said, I'd back ourselves to keep creating amazing kits and make sure that we've got more on the shelves next time.
Yeah, and you may notice we have a supporter in common in Winner. My finger doesn't disappear. They've been great in picking up on the community side of, you know, being a Grimsby Town fan, and when we approached them, it was more of we don't think they'll say yes because they're doing so much in the town, and they leapt at the opportunity to join up with us. They got a bit of a rough ride when the name went on the back of the shirt originally. I think that's been pretty much vindicated now.
Yeah, I think, you know, firstly, you're right. Gemma and Sonny from Winner Chicken Dinner, absolutely tremendous partners, you know, massive town fans, you know, have been for decades, and really want to give something back to the community and to the football club. Obviously, with any change, you know, it comes, you know, opinion and a bit of uncertainty perhaps. And I think because it was new. It was something different. New back of shirts, sponsor,
an unusual name as well to boot.
Yeah. So obviously we saw some of that feedback from the home shirt, but by the time the away shirt and the third shirt were out, it was become the total opposite, and people were really sticking up for them. So no, they're brilliant people. They're really generous, not just with us, but with our foundation and the community as well. So great partner to have.
And that's the reason I mentioned them for that reason, because I know what a great partner they've been for us, and I know that what a great partner to some people has been underestimated in relation to the relationship with the club. So good on to them. Jason, when we doorstepped him in the pontoon stand just before the Newport game, which was about the time we found out we were going to be playing Man United next, said this feels like we're in a 10-phase plan, and when this is the end of phase 1. Obviously you can't be specific, and if that's the case, sort of where are we in the journey, and when does that phase end, and sort of what's broadly coming next?
The vision is to get promoted, that men's and women's team. So that's full focus, and the priority really is to make sure that we are climbing through the leagues. I think on the sort of off-field side, we're influencing and taking part in a lot of the consultation with the independent football regulator. So until the financial flow distribution is finalised, which will be influenced by the state of the game report, it's quite hard to know exactly the future financial state of the game. We've had 2 calls recently with the independent regulator on the finances. We've been putting our context over. We've also been sharing context from wider parts of the game. So really silly example, if we were to get relegated into the National League, we could apply for £400,000 worth of funding to support our infrastructure. But because we're in League 2, we don't get that opportunity. So it doesn't make any sense in terms of trying to run a sustainable business, trying to invest in the facilities for the benefit of the players and the fans and the staff. But we'd have to get relegated to open up that pot.
Just for clarity, God forbid, by the way, for that scenario.
No, it doesn't make any sense. Also, some of the funding through the Premier League Stadia Fund that was first set up when the Premier League was introduced in '92, that's run dry for many clubs, and it hasn't been topped up since. And when we were promoted, I believe it was the equivalent of the Championship, and we had to go all seater, that ate up the vast majority of the funding available. We then got relegated again, didn't need to be all seater, but we had to spend all of our money on that. So again, we're sort of forced into this financial stronghold of not having any funding available to support the infrastructure unless we get relegated. It is absolutely bonkers situation to be in.
And the bulk of the teams we compete with now haven't had to go all seater, as you say. So.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Now it's come back to safe standing, hasn't it? So it's some of those peculiarities of football we've been making well known.
Is there any indicator when the regulator will be able to sort of push the flow of money throughout the leagues? Yeah,
so the government have said that the state of the game report needs to be completed within 18 months. We've been asking them to get a move on, to be frank, and do that a bit. Yeah, because until that point, there's no incentive really for the Premier League to come to the table with a deal. So on our call with the independent regulator last week, they said they were hoping to have some initial findings by the summer. That's probably still too soon for the 26-27 season. But if a deal can be concluded within that next season, that will help at least give us a bit more visibility to the revenues that are due to come, to then, come back to the point around the position in the plan. That gives the owners and the investors some idea of the level of investment required.
Brilliant, thank you. One last thing from me before I pass on to Steve. You talked about you could see a lot of opportunities when you came into the club. Presumably you've picked the low hanging fruit and you've driven some of that, and you talked about increasing percentage of revenues and all that sort of stuff, all that good stuff. What's next in terms of that? What do you still see opportunities? I think is the question.
Oh, massive. Yeah, for sure. No, there's still a lot of commercial assets that we'd like to realise. So we have 2 other stands. We've got naming rights, albeit it would need to be the correct naming right for our precious Blundell Park.
3 fish on the shirt, Blundell Park. Sounds nice.
Well, happy to talk, guys, if you're interested.
I'll have to ask winner chicken dinner for a bit more money.
So there's still a lot commercially we'd like to do. There's obviously some infrastructure projects that we'd like to work on as well. And I think, the owners and the investors are certainly on board with spending a little bit to then maximise a greater return. Yeah. So we're just working through some of the costs for those bits and pieces. We're looking at CRM systems as well. So there's loads to go at. Don't you worry about that.
Just for anybody who doesn't know what CRM system is, what's that?
Sorry, customer relationship management. So it means that we've got a better understanding of who's buying tickets, who's buying retail. We can put the 2 data sets together. So we've got a holistic idea of the data and the insights about who we're engaging with. We'd like to do a bit more online activation, maybe on match days, through social media campaigns or competitions, those types of things. It will also lend itself better to having a good management of our commercial partners to make sure that we're delivering all of the rights that we've signed up for.
Just as a bit of info and data for you, Steve Risley, Section C of the Pontoons, bought all 3 shirts. There you go, bit of data pulled together for you. Steve, over to you.
Never happened before. No, it's just... So it's a bit of a loaded question. Where do you see the club in 5 years' time, do you think? Where we're going to be?
Minimum League One, I would hope, and Tier 4, I think, for the women. Obviously the women are top of the league at the moment, unbeaten in 6, or 6 wins from 6, I should say, and through to the quarterfinals of their county cups. They're going really well as well. Obviously, from an academy perspective, we want to keep that pipeline of players coming through from the academy into men's and women's first teams. Probably, you've got an idea that we're working on a training ground project as well. So hopefully that'll be realised within that time frame as well. So it's, again, lots to keep us busy.
After Andrew's comment about the training ground at the last forum, almost loath to ask about the training ground. However, is it still a position that there are deals in place that can't be spoken about until they're done, and Andrew will speak about it when? Is that still as was when we last heard?
Yeah, so we've been doing lots of due diligence in the background around air quality and footpaths and flood risks and medieval settlements and like all of the things that crop up. When you buy a house, it's that and some. So we've been doing a lot of work in the background to make sure that that the plans that we have are the right ones. We're also looking into funding strategies as well, because training grounds aren't cheap to build or cheap to run. So we have to make sure that it's financially viable as well. So as soon as the paperwork is complete, we'll communicate high and wide. We'll be singing from the top of the Ramsdens to everybody who will listen. But that workflow is certainly in process.
That was one of our guest questions, Ross. Who was that from? That one?
That was from Trevor Albury on Facebook. He asked exactly the same, what's going on in the training facilities. So he basically answered that.
Thank you. So, Steve, does that satisfy your broad 5-year plan? Yeah, but it's difficult to say. We're not expecting to stay at the top of the Premier League or anything like that.
We remember the time when we was in the Championship, and we were getting was only getting crowds of, was it 4,500, something like that back then. So we remember them days, and like to get back to them.
We were spoiled, weren't we? Spoiled, we were.
We were spoiled at the time, but I mean, we're enjoying the football now. More for, there's been a few dire years over the last 20, 25 years, but the last 5 years have been pretty good. So if we can get back to League One, that'd be great.
So we're going to pick up now with Ross is going to tidy up the questions from viewers and listeners. Over to you, Ross.
Yeah, Polly, I've got some questions. Different social media outlets, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, that kind of stuff. I've got a message from Nigel Trafford. He's asked, does the TV money cover reductions in attendances at games such as the Thursday Tranmere match?
Yeah, so the way the broadcast deal works is it's a flat fee for all of the teams in League Two. and all of the teams are shown an equal number of times. I think it's 20 times per year, which includes Carabao Cup and league games as well. So that fee is covering a reduction in attendances. We don't feel like it's a massive reduction. Obviously, the Tranmere game being on a Thursday, naturally, or normally there is a reduction in a midweek fixture compared to a Saturday, because maybe it's too late for children to attend, or maybe there's some shift workers or people travelling from further afield find it difficult to attend after work. So that there is a natural drop off for a midweek game anyway. But across the board, we're not seeing material changes since the Sky deal was announced.
I suppose it depends on the away support as well, does it? As well, because half the time they can't bring that many fans as would as a weekend. I think Tranmere, the last 2 seasons now, they've been midweek games. Mm-hmm. I know a lot of their fans speak to me, and they said they're gutted they can't, come on a Saturday where they can bring a lot more. Mm-hmm. I think that's just the good and the bad with the broadcasting on TV, but it is what it is, isn't it?
Yeah, cold night in Grimsby. Save yourself 5 hours on the road.
Pick up on the Man United game, talking about atmospheres and that. I think you said it in the interview, one of the best you've experienced, and I must admit, I've never heard Thunder Park like that. And I came out, and my ears were ringing like I've been to a rock concert. It was that loud, and what a night that was.
It's just amazing. I mean, I've got goosebumps now, even just thinking back to it.
I have. Yeah.
I don't know what time you guys got to sleep, but I barely got any sleep that night.
Well, 3 o'clock.
Yeah. The thing that I did a little trail for the weekend's episode, and it's you being interviewed after the Man U game with Jason and Andrew, and you talk about that atmosphere, and then you sort of went, "Oh, it really took off!" Whoa! I just caught that at the end of the trailer. It was good.
Yeah, no, it was an amazing night for everybody. I think just one of the proudest moments in my career as well. It's a really special night.
Still can't believe it now. We beat Man United.
Ross?
I do have another one. Levi Archer is a avid watcher of this podcast. Salford are doing a lot of fly on the wall kind of YouTube videos. You probably have seen them. I know a lot of people have. And I know we've kind of spoke about it on the fans forum before, and where people have asked, we're going to bring out the halftime or backs, behind the scenes kind of videos that people can watch on Facebook and YouTube. Is that something again we are looking at, or is already starting to get going?
Yeah, I have seen the Salford one. I'll reserve comment, I think, on the but yeah, it's an interesting approach, warts and all. We've just added to our comms team, so we've got a little bit more resource now to be able to do more content. I know, what's the name of the feature that's been done in the past?
Matchday Moments.
Matchday Moments, thank you. Yes.
Matchday Moments.
Yeah, so I'm sure they'll be reviewing that to see whether that's absolutely the best thing to be doing again now. But yeah, now that we've got a bit more resource, we'll be able to do a bit more.
Given David Artell's guarded nature, I can't imagine him allowing anybody to film him doing half-time team talk.
He'll come up with some mannerism.
Yeah. Thank you.
Good fun, though.
Yeah. Thanks for the question, Levi.
Yeah, I have a message from Ush. If you had the opportunity to take 3 Grimsby Town decisions you've made and do them differently, what would they be and why?
Oh, that is a tough one.
Good question.
Badge.
We'll accept 1 if you can't do it. 3 is a tall ask, I guess.
Yeah,
maybe you got all the decisions right.
Yeah. All right, I'll give you one that Andrew Pettit can say, I told you so. So I'm fortunate to be in the boardroom for the home games, and fish and chips is served for every match day. And I struggle to eat fish and chips every match, like once a week or however long it is. So I tried to switch it up a little bit and maybe put on a buffet with some alternative options or smaller portions just to give a bit more variety. And it went down really badly. All of the directors want their full portion of fish and chips. Andrew says, this is part of our USP. So we have reverted back to the full portion sizes. So that was one I tried to change, and reverted very quickly.
As any good leader, he let you try it and crash and burn. I hope that
Don't take our food away.
Yeah, fish and chips. Yeah, don't touch our fish and chips. Nice one.
I have a question from Sean Montero, and he's actually a Notts County fan, but he wanted to put a question in. It says, we have spoke a bit about the pitch and the stadium itself. He has asked, as a county fan, any ground renovations planned in the next few years? Not exactly maybe next season, but maybe in the future, if you've got any that you know of.
Yeah, yes, we've got some big ticket items that are due. So again, more steel work is potentially on the cards for summer 26. We are speaking with the safety advisory group and structural engineers to see if we can deviate and put that into summer 27 to align hopefully with that financial flow from the independent regulator. Obviously, the paramount thing is that the ground is safe and we can open and operate at full capacity. So we're just working those through at the moment, but that could be a big ticket item again. Obviously, we had steel work in summer 25, the main stand roof in summer 24. So, these are significant capital projects that have fallen on Andrew and Jason, and thankfully, they've been able to fund them. But these things aren't cheap, but they are paramount for fan safety. So we're working through that, and hopefully that may be the end of significant steel work at Blundell Park for some time.
Very good. Matthew Harker, has the club considered purchasing VO or similar to enable video highlights of women's or youth games?
Yep, we've got it, and it's in play. Yeah, it's working. So you should be able to see video highlights and goals, particularly on our social streams at the moment.
That's answered his question.
Is that something on Mariners TV? Is that just on the website, or is that just to point Matthew to the right place?
Good point about Mariners TV. I'm not sure about the streaming rights and those types of things, but happy to take that one away. And,
okay, that'd be useful we can feed back to him. That'd be great. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
I've got one from Jaco the 8th, and I think it's kind of a two-part question, but you'll get the gist. Do we get any compensation from Scotland for Cam Gardner's coming back injured from Scotland, similar in respect of Jake Eastwood's injury at Carlisle?
Cam Gardner, no, because he's not in the senior team.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate. And with Jake, we're still working it through to see if we're eligible to claim anything and what.
Fair play. That's my questions done, Dave.
That concludes the question from our listeners. Thanks to everybody who took the time to write in and send us those questions. That's really, really good. Thank you. Before we close, Polly, I've got a couple of things I just want to finish off. Reaction to the news that Doug Tharm signed a new deal today, literally within 2 minutes of us starting this interview. So, what's your reaction?
Is that one for me, Dave?
I presume you already knew about it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. No, we're really pleased. I missed the start of your question.
No, sorry, I was being flippant.
Doug's great on and off the pitch. He is a real leader. Provides great drive. Again, on and off the pitch, great character to have around. Great leader. Obviously, a big physical presence as well. Maybe some of those long throws might come back again. We'll have to see. But no, we're delighted that Doug's pledged his future to the club, and looking forward to seeing him back on the pitch very soon.
As are we all. We saw some stats this week about the number of wins with Doug on the pitch in the early part of the season, and that's interesting to note. But he's a great character, and to see a player being interviewed after, I think it was Salford away last year, the game you mentioned. He was interviewed, I think it was for American TV, bizarrely.
Yes, CBS, I think it was Paramount.
And he said how privileged it was to play for a club like Grimsby, blah, blah, blah. That's, as a fan, that's great to hear as well.
Yeah, no, I don't think he takes his role as a role model or a footballer for granted. I think he realises, how many people want to do that for a profession. But no, he's top. He's great to have around, great leader. Really leads by example, and trains really hard, day in, day out, and looking forward to seeing him back.
Just wanted to give you some final thanks from us for taking the time and being very generous with your time to come on and spend it with us on this episode. As of today, we'll have already been talking about whether we've beaten Wealdstone or not. Fingers crossed. But thank you very much for your time and being very generous with it. Have you got any final messages from yourself to town fans or to us or anybody else connected with the club? Oh, sorry.
No, just a thank you back to you guys. We really appreciate the work that you do to help engage with fans and keep talking about the club as well. So please keep that up. And I think that really is resonating in match day as well. The place is definitely louder than last year. I think it feels like everybody is really together, both supporting David and the players. And whilst we might not win every game, there's definitely that support in the direction of travel that we're having. So. Stick with us, keep right behind us, and we're doing absolutely everything that we can, and we'll continue to do so to get this club back, certainly into League One, and who knows from where beyond.
Yeah, thank you very much for your time, Polly. Good luck tomorrow, but we'll have talked about that earlier. And good luck for the rest of the season and your time at Grimsby Town Football Club.
Thanks very much, guys. See you soon. Cheers.
Yeah, keep up the good work.
Yeah,
thank you. Cheers.
Brilliant, that Polly. Thank you very much.
This is TNT Sports' Adam Summerton, and you're listening to Three Fish on the Shirt.
So after that great interview with Polly, really, really interesting, some of the stuff she's got to update us on, and thank her for taking the time and for taking our questions and the questions from our listeners and viewers, and thanks to those of you who put questions forward. We really appreciate that engagement. It really supports what we're trying to do, and as I say, it's really good of the club to help and support us in coming on and doing that stuff as well, which is great. But really impressed with Polly and the way she comes across, Steve.
Oh, she's brilliant. She really is. She's been here, a year now? Just over a year. She's fantastic what's been going on at the club. And she's so approachable. And she answered all our questions, and we had probably a load more to ask her, but she's very good.
But
she's very open.
She's right across the brief, isn't she? She knows the stuff, and there's absolutely brilliant job, and even prepared to admit her mistakes. Don't mess with our fish and chips.
Don't mess with the fish and chips.
Lesson learned, Polly. Keep up the good work, and don't
take people's food away.
Yeah, thank you for your time again. It was really good session.
She's really good. Just saw her in the pontoon yesterday briefly, didn't we? Walking in the front.
Yeah.
But she's breath of fresh air.
Absolutely right. Yeah. Moving on to any other business. This week I saw an article about Omar Bogle making his return to the crew team after a bit of a spell of depression and addiction to painkillers, which quite brave of him to speak about, because it's not something that is spoken about a lot. I mean, the mental health stuff we've covered, but the kind of addiction side of it, and I think one's kind of driven the other, but he's been open about that, and I guess, again, unless it affects town, I absolutely wish him well, and well done for facing up to your demons, mate.
Well, yeah, he was a Mariner, so once a Mariner, always a Mariner.
Yeah.
So hopefully he gets better soon. Or he's obviously getting better now, improving.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
And also a bit of sad news this week. Billy Bonds died. A West Ham legend died, and it came to me that had I seen him play? I had to go and do a bit of research, looked it up, and I was convinced that he'd played in that game in the early 80s at Town.
Yeah.
What was that?
Oh, it was a motorbike going past.
Oh, yeah, I heard that. It's like, ooh.
Did you?
Yeah.
Crikey.
It's dead loud.
It was loud.
Yeah. No, poor old Billy Bonds passed away this week, 79. And indeed, he played in the game on the 11th of April, 1981 at Rundle Park. David Cross scored 4 and Jeff Pike scored the other one in a 5-1 win against Town, which Joe Waters was the only scorer for Town with a penalty. Remember that game quite vividly, actually.
Yeah, I do. I remember David Cross scoring all them goals and quite a few at the Osmond end.
Yeah.
But it's weird how that's stuck in my memory, that game as well.
I remember, I think you look at the team that was playing that day, and it's absolutely looked absolutely unbelievable. I think I don't know if I jotted it down, but
was it in the Championship then? Wasn't it?
it was. Yeah, what would have been? It was Division 1 at the time, which is now the Championship. And yeah, it was unbelievable. Their team, Phil Parks, Billy Bonds, Frank Lampard Senior, Alan Devonshire, Trevor Brooking, you name it, Jeff Pike, Paul Goddard, David Cross. Unbelievable team.
It is a great team, that. I don't want to do it in our league.
Yeah, but yeah, Billy Bonds. It's strange to see somebody so legendary passing away, and then we've seen him play. Pair of old farts that we are.
Yeah, it's. I know when you said about Frank Lampard Senior.
Yeah.
In fact, Rossi thought Frank Lampard, and you said Senior.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just looking. They won the title that year. Division 2. It was Division 2 title.
Oh, Division 2. Yeah. What then became Division 1?
Division 1 was Premier.
It then became
Division 2.
Became Division 1 League 1, and then they changed it to the Championship and made Division 3 League 1, didn't they?
David Cross, yeah. Jeff Pike scoring the other one. Yeah, we were there. 1981, 44 years ago, mate.
Yeah, I seem to remember Jeff Pike was a Notts County player, which leads us nicely into next week. Got Notts County on Saturday at home, which will be a fuller away end than yesterday. And we've also got Shrewsbury in the week, so they're all available on Sky Plus, so we'll be able to watch them, which is great. We've got some predictions from us. As I said earlier, 2-1 Town for me, 2-0 Town for you, and a 1-1 draw for Rossi. I think if we play anything like we did yesterday, I think we've got a fair chance against them.
Think we've got a chance against Shrewsbury. Where are they in the league? They
are struggling near the bottom, aren't they?
Yeah, 20th. They've lost 9 games out of 18. So, that's a big game for us to win. We need to get back on.
Nice to get our momentum back, and Saturday's tough because we haven't beaten Notts County at home in the last 2 visits, have we? With the 5-5 draw and the 2-0 defeat.
Yeah, that's another one we need to get under the belt because we've lost too many games at home now.
Yeah. I mean, 4 games is what we've had 4 wins and 4 defeats and 1 draw.
That's it. Yeah. 4 losses.
Too many. 50% of the games you've won or lost have been lost.
That's it. And we've lost against teams that are around us as well. That's around us now. Gillingham, Colchester, not Bristol Rovers. How did we lose to them?
Yeah, we didn't lose to Gillingham. We beat Gillingham.
Oh yeah, sorry.
It's all right. But yeah, we've got a chance to Chesterfield. We've got a chance to make a couple of points back upon them yesterday. So in the league table, our league table, we've got Rossi got 2 bonus points yesterday, which takes him on to 7. I got 3 points for the result. That puts me on 6. And you got your first point with a correct outcome. So
go for that.
There were probably more modifications to come next week on the.
It's a marathon.
The goals bit, but yeah, we're Rossi's on 7, I'm on 6, and you're on 1. But
well,
plenty of season left.
So it begins.
His performances have been good. It's just not getting the points that they deserve.
Absolutely, it's all been there.
Come on, I've showed you what to do. Come on, you can be better.
Come on, Steve. Come on.
Come on. Get your personal coaching portfolio out.
It's come through the post now, so I'm going through it now and seeing where I'm going wrong.
Yeah. Anything else? Anything else at all this week to consider? I think we're about there, aren't we?
No, I've covered everything I've got on the list.
Yeah.
It's just positive week so far.
So we look forward to next week. 2 games. 2 games that we want to get our momentum back. We've had a fantastic episode this week with Polly joining us. So thanks again to Polly. A final get well message to Rossi. And on top of that, we'll have an up the Mariners.
Up the Mariners.
And we'll see you next week, Steve.
Yeah. All right, Dave. Cheers, mate.
Cheers. Well, that's a wrap for this week's Three Fish on the Shirt, your ultimate Grimsby Town podcast. Thanks for tuning in and being part of our community, whether you're watching on YouTube or listening on Apple Podcast, through Amazon, Audible, Spotify, iHeartRadio or Podchaser, or anywhere else you get your podcast from. If you're loving what we're doing and want more match analyses, in-depth discussions, exclusive interviews, then just hit subscribe. It's completely free and it helps us grow to bring you even better content, and it keeps that Mariners conversation alive. If you want to listen on the go, just ask your smart speaker to search for Three Fish on the Shirt, Grimsby Town Podcast, or find us at any of the podcast locations we've already mentioned. Drop a comment, leave a review, and share the pod with fellow Mariners, because football's always better when we talk about it together. Until next time, up the Mariners!
Believe me,